Do you need LinkedIn to apply for degree apprenticeships? In this video, we're going to cover three things. First of all, using or not using LinkedIn for degree apprenticeship applications. Then we're going to talk about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. And finally, the framework of exactly what you need to be posting on your LinkedIn. It's going to be timestamps in the description, so feel free to skip to any of these sections. Now, just before we get into this video, let me introduce myself. My name's Owen. I'm a degree apprentice and I help people get degree apprenticeships in the engineering, technology, and finance industries. Here are some of the people I helped last year get into degree apprenticeships from companies like Amazon, JLR, HSBC, Rolls-Royce, IBM, just to name a few. Okay, so let's get into this video now. Do you need LinkedIn to apply for degree apprenticeships? So let me go into my experience with LinkedIn. So from about year 10, year 11, I knew I wanted to do a degree apprenticeship. It seemed to me the better option than university. And when I was in year 12, that was basically when I was getting serious about, right, I want to start preparing for my degree apprenticeship application. So it was around sort of November, December of year 12 that I first decided to get into LinkedIn because I thought it would be a really good way of networking and also showing off myself as a good candidate for these degree apprenticeships. So what I did was I downloaded LinkedIn in year 12, made my profile. You can see beautiful profile picture there on the left when I had hair. I optimized my profile and I started making posts. So here's some of the posts I was doing. There was this post I made about Jaguar Land Rover, which was one degree apprenticeship I knew I wanted to get into. I had SpringPod, who's like a work experience company who's quite affiliated with degree apprenticeships. They commented on it. I had someone who was like a head early careers recruiter. They actually replied on one of my posts as well. Another like random sort of post comment thing I was doing around that time was on this guy called Didier Brachemi. I have no idea who he is, and he actually liked my comments. That's like my claim to fame, right? We've got he's some French like director of some consulting company, whatever. He liked my comments, so there we go. That's what I was doing. I was making posts, making comments, pretty active on LinkedIn for one or 2 months, December, January of year 12, because as I said, I wanted to make myself an attractive candidate for next year. Okay, and then after this first couple of months, December, January, I did this. Literally nothing. Okay. After that initial activity, December, January, February of year 12, I completely just didn't do anything on LinkedIn. And then it basically got around to November year 13. It was in November year 13 when I started my degree apprenticeship applications. I started writing up my CVs, sending these off to companies so that I could apply for these degree apprenticeships. And this was when I was deciding, do I want to put my LinkedIn into my applications or not? Do I want to mention it on my CV? So I go back to my LinkedIn, I have a look at it, and I notice 0 posts in the last like 9 months. Okay, I go there and I notice it's all out of date. All of the like certifications, the experience, the about section, it's all stuff that I'd written like 9 months ago, 10 months ago, wasn't relevant, was very out of date, didn't have loads of new things I was doing. So it was a completely out of date LinkedIn profile. So in the end, I decided actually not to use my LinkedIn. I ended up not putting my LinkedIn on any of my applications, and I actually ended up fully like deleting my LinkedIn account back then in November of year 13 because it just wasn't up to date and it was a waste of time. So in the end, I ended up applying to all my degree apprenticeships without any LinkedIn. And what were the results of that? Well, I actually managed to get 8 degree apprenticeship offers. So I applied to 13. Pulled out of a couple. I ended up getting to 8 interviews, and out of those 8 interviews, I ended up getting 8 degree apprenticeship offers. Okay, all without LinkedIn. And just like a fun fact, one of the like 3rd ever videos I did on this channel, why I quit LinkedIn, was like a video on this sort of similar topic. And basically, I think that gives us the answer there. Do you need LinkedIn to apply for degree apprenticeships? The answer is no. Okay, it's not essential. I see a lot of people talking about LinkedIn at the moment. I think it's a very popular thing, people saying create a LinkedIn profile, network, all this sort of thing. But what I found is it's not essential. And I'm like an example of that. I got my 8 degree apprenticeship offers without having any LinkedIn at all. And I think the reason for that is because anything you put on your LinkedIn is you can just mention it somewhere else. So say you go on your LinkedIn and you put your work experience there, you put your volunteering there, you put your certifications there. I just put them on my CV. I just mentioned them in my cover letter. I just mentioned them in my interview. Okay, so it's like, yes, you can put all these things on your LinkedIn to make you look good, but it's like you could also just put them on your CV. You could also just mention them in your interview. So it's like, it's not essential. That's why you don't need the LinkedIn. So I see a lot of people saying like, I don't really want to make a LinkedIn. Do I have to? And the answer to that is no. It's not essential. However, it can help if you want. Okay, so I'm definitely not saying in this video, oh, don't have a LinkedIn, complete waste of time, it's going to make your applications worse. No, it's not going to make your applications worse, but I just think it's not necessarily a good use of time. It's like, do you want to spend 2 hours updating your LinkedIn profile, or spend 2 hours doing some work experience, or 2 hours doing a course? Because it is kind of procrastination, like, oh, I'm going to update my LinkedIn profile photo, do that for 1 hour. You're kind of just procrastinating doing the easy work. The hard work is to go and do like a course on automotive engineering, do a course on investment banking, do a course on finance, and then putting that on your CV. That's going to make you a better candidate. So that was the way I thought about it. I think it's just a better use of time doing courses. However, 100% it can help if you want. It can help with connections, it can help with network, and it can give you that extra edge in terms of if they click on it on your CV and it looks really professional, it can make you look good. Okay? So what I'm going to cover now is how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Okay, because some people now, the video's over for you. You don't have to have a LinkedIn, like few, right? You're gone, okay? Some of you, you do want to have a LinkedIn profile, absolutely fine. Okay, so I'm going to cover some tips now on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. So this was a key message I got told when I was talking to some real degree apprentice recruiters. No LinkedIn is better than an unprofessional LinkedIn. Okay, because a lot of people, they go through the same sort of thing, whether it's year 12 or year 13. They make a LinkedIn profile so they can like look like a good candidate, help them in their degree apprenticeship applications, but then they don't do anything. They don't fill it out. They don't have a profile photo. Like it's all out of date or whatever. And it's just, it looks unprofessional. And they say that actually leaves like a sour taste in the mouth of the recruiters. Like they would rather you don't even link a LinkedIn like I did, you don't do anything, than like you link a mediocre LinkedIn, or even worse, like a bad LinkedIn. It just doesn't give a good impression. So the aim here is, if you do want to do a LinkedIn, you need to make sure you optimize your profile. You need to make sure it's a really professional profile. Okay? So let me get into some tips on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. These are the things you want to make sure you're doing. So first of all, profile picture, banner, and bio, it needs to be filled out. So I'll give you some stats on the profile photo. Members who have a profile photo, they get 21 times more views, and they get 9 times more connection requests. So it's not even like, oh, 10% increase. It's 21 times more views, 9 times more connection requests. You want to make sure you get a profile picture and you don't just have like the default like blank profile picture, like nothing. So what should you put as your profile picture? Just using myself as an example here. So this on the left here was my LinkedIn profile that I used 3 years ago when I made this in year 12, right? This one on the right is like my current like YouTube profile picture, what I have right now. Which one should you do? You want to go for the one on the left, okay? Because like you want to have something professional like this. What I've done on the right is like I'm making YouTube videos. I can do whatever I want. Who cares? You're looking to try and get a degree apprenticeship job. It's a LinkedIn profile, okay? So you want to keep professional. I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm not even smiling. I'm like, what is this, right? You want to make sure, just literally get yourself in a suit, school uniform, whatever it is, and just smile at the camera. Make sure it's covering your head. It's as simple as that, okay? Like you don't like. Comment down below is like, did I glow up from here to here, or like glowed down? Like, let's leave in the comments below, right? So profile picture, make sure you fill that out, and then also like the banner, the bio, make sure you're filling that out. Next is the about section, and the about section is basically where you have a bunch of room to basically just talk about your experiences, what state you're currently in, what your future is, what your plans are, that sort of thing. So you can write like a couple of sentences, a couple of paragraphs, and just make sure you spend time on that, making sure that is good, because that's really important, because that's giving sort of a good first impression to whoever clicks on your LinkedIn profile. Just a bit of a tip for you. You want to make sure in your about section you include at least 40 words so that you show up in the search results, because apparently if you do less than 40 words, you don't show up in the search results. So just make sure you're above 40 on that about section. Then you want to make sure you fill out the rest of your LinkedIn sections with up-to-date things. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that how my LinkedIn was completely out of date. All my experience was from like 12 months ago. All my like award certification, my education, I hadn't updated them for 9 months or so. You want to make sure it's all up to date. So when you're coming to applying, it's like stuff that's from like a couple of months ago. It's all completely up to date. So make sure you got that work experience in there, education, award certifications, certification. There we go. Certifications. Just make sure you can put as many of those on your LinkedIn profile as possible. Right. Next one is recommendations, and this is like a really good one. I don't think many people really bother with this one, or they don't know what to do with this one, or maybe they don't even know about it. Recommendations is where you can basically get someone else to give you It's like you know, for university, you have to, or like you get a reference from your teachers. So like your teachers will give you like a UCAS reference where your teacher like describes you and says, oh, you're a good student or whatever. It's basically this, but publicly on your LinkedIn. So what I'd actually recommend is leveraging this recommendation one. So if you already have a job, maybe you work as a service assistant, customer service assistant, something like that. If you get your manager to give you a recommendation, just saying you're hardworking, something like that, perfect. Another one is a lot of like like even your maths teacher, your economics teacher, your geography teacher, whatever. They might have a LinkedIn. Ask if they can give you a recommendation, just like a short paragraph saying you're a good student, you like hand your homework in on time, and you're good at collaborating in your lessons. That's going to look really good to the employer, and that's one to stand ahead of the competition, because 99% of people aren't going to go that distance. Like ask their teachers to give them recommendations. That's what I recommend. Go and ask your teacher to give you a recommendation, like publicly on your LinkedIn profile. It's going to look really good. And the final thing is post. You want to make sure you're active. Being active on LinkedIn is really important, because like if you make your LinkedIn account, you don't go on it for 6 months and then someone messages you, they try to connect with you and you just ignore them, well then straight away it's a bad impression. So you want to make sure you're active on LinkedIn, not only in terms of like you're replying to messages quickly if anyone's trying to connect with you, but also post. Okay, because you don't want to just have a dead account, you've never even posted anything, because if you're making posts, it shows you're a proactive person, you care about your career, care about your development, all this sort of thing. So it's good to have posts. So if you want to have posts, then how exactly do you post? What should you post? Well, here's like an easy template. Okay, so at the end of the day, you can make loads of like really good posts, and what I'm going to give you in a second, it's not anything crazy. It's just a simple template that I think is like the bare minimum you want to be doing. Okay, you're not going to win any like Turner prizes for this, but I think it's just the bare minimum to make sure that you've got a decently active LinkedIn profile. So this is the template that I was using when I did have my LinkedIn. Literally, just make a post every time you do a work experience or online course. Okay, simple as that. Okay, a lot of people on LinkedIn, they do these opinion pieces and all this out of nowhere. Like, you can do that if you want, but that's a lot of effort, and if you don't really care, you don't really care, so what's the point? But this is just an easy thing you can do. Whenever you do a work experience or do an online course, just make a post. Here's what you need to say in the post. Literally just explain what you did and the skills you learned. Okay, so just completed work experience with Fujitsu. This is where we learned about quantum computing and the future of it. This was really interesting to learn about the future of digital and the current space of the industry. Also helped develop my communication skills. I had to collaborate in a team on a group project. Okay, literally something like that. And it means when the recruiter goes through your profile during the recruitment process, and they click on your LinkedIn, click on your post, they're like, oh, this is cool. You did this work experience thing, and you got these collaboration skills. Oh, you know about quantum computing. Oh, you've done the research on the industry. Oh, this is really good. Fujitsu, there, go comment it right there you go. Okay, so that's how it's going to look good. What you want to do is include a photo as well, because another real recruiter told me that it's important to show, not tell, because everyone can say, oh, I did this course. Oh, I did this event, I did this group project, I'm part of the sports team. But it's like anyone can say that. If you have like a picture is worth 1,000 words effectively. So if you have like a screenshot of a certificate you got of the course, or you have a screenshot of the page where it says 100% completed, just put that in there with the post, just because it makes it like, it means they can actually see it and they basically trust you, and it just makes you look better. And finally, tag any relevant companies or people. So if you're doing work experience with Fujitsu, just tag Fujitsu. If you're doing work experience with JLR, which is what I'd done, tag JLR, because then maybe someone from there will see it and they'll reply to it, and then it's going to give you like a good sort of impression with someone from that company. And also, it just means when a recruiter comes onto your profile, they look at your post, they'll be like, oh, someone from Jaguar Land Rover actually replied to your post. Like, someone from Jaguar Land Rover actually like reposted it or liked it or something. And they'll be like, oh, that's good. You must be a good candidate, right? So just tag them. So here's just an example. As I said, it's nothing crazy. I'm not going to win the Turner Prize or anything, but this is just an easy kind of template to do. Okay, I'm not claiming to be some like master poster on LinkedIn, but this is just something simple that you can do. It doesn't have to be War and Peace, just literally a paragraph. Okay, something like this. So explain what you learned. Like you could probably get away with explaining a bit more about what you learned. I was very generic here, to be honest. Attach that certificate just so they can see it was something real. Tag them. Oh, looks like I got someone from SpringPod replying, and it looks like a couple of people from JLR saw it after I tagged JLR. And there you go. There's your post, and then you can just do a couple of those, like maybe once a month when you do a course or a work experience, and then by the time you're applying, you'll have a couple of posts. Pretty active profile. As I said, you got the profile picture, you got the bio, the about. It looks good. It's a professional LinkedIn. Okay. So there we go. Those are the 3 sections which I promised you. We have covered all of those today. And it's actually been very brief. So I've got loads more notes on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, which I'll be happy to make a full guide. And like I've made full guides before, like hour-long videos on how to write a CV, how to write a cover letter, how to get work experience, like really in-depth things. If you want to see like a full guide on LinkedIn where I talk about like every single thing about optimizing your profile, like every single thing, this was probably like 5%, if that, of what you can do on LinkedIn. Just leave it down below. Leave a comment down below saying you want to see a full guide on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile and network and all these sorts of things. Just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to make that. Okay, so there we go. End of the video. I hope this has helped you today. Thanks for watching. If you want to get my personal help in your application process, I do have a program. You can click the link on the left, or if you want to watch another video from me, click the video on the right. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day.